Well, first of all, we'll find out. But I think the court documents will be unsealed today at 11 o'clock. So in a couple hours, we'll have some more, specific information if that does happen today. Um, and on top of that, it sounds like law enforcement was tipped off by one of the parents of one of the people involved in this. Don't have any names yet of who was arrested. 5 people supposedly have already been arrested, looking for others. I think the reason it's important for people to know is if this had actually happened, it would have been disastrous for the United States, regardless of what your political leanings are. This political violence is a no-go for any party, any issue, any time. So it doesn't work and can just destroy the country. So as far as people knowing what happened or what could have happened, the fact that somebody was willing to pick up the phone and call law enforcement and provide that critical tip, that's what's important that the public knows, in addition to whatever the plans or operations were, because there's always somebody who has some information and that can help save lives and goes a long way. Very, very important.
And of course, we went over those statements, but if you are just joining us, I want to go over some of the basics of what we know and the questions that still exist here. So the FBI and law enforcement partners say they disrupted an alleged plot targeting this weekend's UFC Freedom 250 event. That was, of course, on President Trump's 80th birthday, and it was right there on the grounds of the White House. We have learned that 5 people are in custody at least, and investigators identified 23 people as part of a potential network of people involved in this. The alleged plan involved using explosive-laden drones to hit buildings that are near the event, force a mass evacuation, and steer crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team. Again, all of this coming in from investigators that spoke with Fox News Digital and the Associated Press. Now, we're also told that a, quote, second wave was then allegedly planned to storm the White House gates. You were going over some of the details there. And the FBI said they first learned of that threat June 10th and worked with partners to secure probable cause for an arrest in Cincinnati, where at least one of those suspects was taken into custody. So again, a lot of this here essentially coming in this morning in those bits and pieces. What questions overall would you say that you still have?
Right away, I want to know if they actually had the equipment. Did they have the drones? Did they have the explosives? Do they have the rifles or handguns that they plan to carry out their sniper attacks or attack on the White House? What kind of information would they have downloaded on the computer? What kind, how real were their plans? They were talking on Signal, it appears. So preservation warrants will go out to save that data if they can. Signal, as you know, is encrypted, so we'll have to see if they get that information. But did they download, maps, charts? What other calls were made? Were people actually meeting? As far as an investigator is concerned, the pot of information you want to find is enormous, and you can be sure that there are a good amount of agents, analysts, and professional support from multiple agencies digging into that while you and I are speaking right now.